I'm C.M. Coleman, and today it's Pizza Day. Welcome to C.M. Coleman Home. Today I'm going to make pizza dough. This pizza dough you can use, it's not just a regular pizza dough, I'm going to let you know that right now. Instead, this pizza dough is a beer pizza dough. Now, I do cheat in one way. I do use a bread machine. I love my bread maker, I use it all the time, but I don't bake in it. I use my bread maker just for dough. And this pizza dough is one of those things that you can really use it well for. Now, the one thing that you want to remember is to follow your manufacturer's instructions. So, that being said, I'm going to load up my bread maker. Right here, we have 1 cup of warm beer. A 1/4 cup of olive oil. 1 tablespoon, that's raw sugar. I use raw sugar because I like raw sugar. You'll find that I don't actually use brown sugar or white sugar, I just use raw sugar for everything. This is 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning mix. We've made the seasoning mix, and if you check out the description below, it'll have a link to the seasoning mix, and it'll also have a link to the blog, which will tell you a little bit more about the seasoning mix. On top of that, we're going to add 3 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm using organic all-purpose flour, but you can use whatever all-purpose flour you like. Then, 1 tablespoon of active dry yeast. You notice that there's no salt in there. We don't go for the salt because this is sort of a different, it gives it a different kind of texture. So, you follow your manufacturer's instructions, I will follow mine, and mine tell me just to hit the button, make sure that we're at where I know that we're supposed to be at, and go. After your dough has gone through its full cycle, it's time to remove the dough from the pan, and I'm going to put it on a lightly floured board. It's not going to stay on the board very long, so I'm just going to get my hands, I'm going to be smart enough to get my hands a little covered in flour, then reach in and do what I love about these wonderful pans. I can pull out the dough, nicely, evenly flour it, set my pan aside. Now we're not going to roll out the dough. What we're going to do is we're just going to stretch it. I like to make sure that I'm stretching my dough evenly. If I were making pizza, I've used my pizza pan, which is round, and I'd stretched out to a round shape, but I'm not making pizza. I know that I'm going to be making my breadsticks. So, what I'm going to do, once my dough is stretched out, I'm going to get the pan that I am going to use. I'm going to coat it generously with a little extra virgin olive oil. Making sure to brush it up on the sides. That way we can make sure it doesn't stick. Using my cornmeal, I'm just going to lightly dust the bottom of the pan. No stress. Your goal is to not coat it with cornmeal. Then, I'm going to take my dough, lightly move the flour off, Then place the dough into the pan. Once again, making sure to evenly spread out the dough. Once I'm satisfied that the dough is evenly spread out, I'm going to cover the pan and then place it in a warm place for 20 minutes. It's not going to rise, it's not going to double in bulk, but it will rise for 20 minutes. I'll be back. Alright, after 20 minutes of raising, you have a pizza that looks like this. Now if you're going to make pizza, this is the part where you put your sauce on lightly, and then you top it with whatever toppings you want and cheese. And then you can bake that for 15 to 20 minutes, depending upon how thick your crust is. However, we are not making pizza. We are making breadsticks. This right here is garlic herb butter. So, I'm going to carefully and evenly spread my garlic herb butter over my bread. It smells so good right now. I can't even begin to tell you how wonderful that smells. And yeah, I'm using quite a bit of it. How much you use, that's going to be up to you. But I want to make sure that I get it all over the bread. I made sure that it was nice and soft. It set out for quite a long time, and then I heated it up in the microwave. Now if yours is not soft enough, you can do what I can do. Just want to place it in the microwave for a few seconds. That will help soften it up. You don't want to make it too runny, or else it'll be just impossible to deal with. Then after a few seconds, it smells even better now. It's even easier to spread. Like I said, I will warn you, you don't want to go overboard on this. Coating evenly. Making sure that you want to make sure that you get all the way up to the edges. I've preheated my oven to 425 degrees. Now the fun part. This is a little over 2 cups. I would use 2 cups. The average person would use 2 cups of cheese, but I just love cheese. So, I'm going to once again coat evenly with the cheese. Oh, I wish we had smell-o-vision, because this just smells wonderful. I'm going to lightly dust it with our Italian spices, and then place it in the oven to bake for 15 to 20 minutes. We'll see you in a few minutes. Alright. Fresh from the oven, I'm using my pizza slicer just to slice. Oh, it smells so good. If you enjoyed this recipe, come back, subscribe. Also in the links below you can go to my blog, and you can get some other recipes. I'd love it if you tell me your comments on this. And if you have any ideas for other recipes that you'd like me to try, let me know.